Hey guys, Scones Football here, back with another Wolves match review video after the Black Country derby between us and West Brom ends in a 1-1 draw away at the Hawthorns. Ahead of the game, it was confirmed that Gianmartino is out injured just like last week, so any player that gets injured can be a blow to the team as it affects the team selection. Even if the players aren't that good, even if the players are good, it's still already bad. It still affects the team selection as well. In this game, we also saw a start for two of our youngsters, Owen Otazawi and Vitinha, which was nice to see. Nuno giving young players a chance to prove themselves. So right then guys, let's get straight into the Wolves match review video. My thoughts on the game were that we started off the better team, especially in the first 15 minutes. Then we continued to be the better team in the first half, and we dominated the half, creating chance after chance. So in the first 15 minutes, you could see who was going to be the better team to see who starts off the better team, which was us. West Brom, however, made a first half change in the 33rd minute of the game, bringing on Dara OC and bringing on Matt Phillips. So I imagine that Big Sam made this change because we were dominating them for the whole half, and they wanted to change the game around, and they wanted to change the game around very slightly. So we had dominated the half, right? Well, did West Brom have any chances? Well, they didn't have too many chances. We had a lot more chances, created more chances in the first half. We hardly ever create chances in the first half, which is something that we're doing really good at the moment, which we've proved that we can do in this game, which we've struggled to do all season. So when we dominated them, they wanted to change the game around slightly. The sub for West Brom kind of made a difference, as they had a great chance by half time. Had a great chance like before half time, which hit the post from Dianc. However, it was cleared by our defence. I honestly thought they were going to score, so I was nervous. But the game started. I was quite nervous due to how bad our form's been lately. Just before half time, we made it 1-0 after Nelson Semedo put the ball into the box for Fabio Silva to hit the ball, which looked like it was going wide, but it didn't. This kind of goal, which you would call a lob goal or a chip, this makes it his 4th goal of the season. We went into half time with the score being 1-0 to us. We knew that the game wasn't over, as West Brom were looking at bouncing back after their bad half, so we couldn't get over. West Brom were looking to bounce back after their bad half, so we couldn't get overconfident and cocky just yet. So overall, that was a very good half from us. Totally outplayed West Brom first half, but it wasn't over till full time. In the second half, the game did slightly change after West Brom regrouped at half time. The half started with both teams creating lots of chances, not just us. We started with the first chance of the second half, a chance coming from Fabio Silva, who had a header penalty but it just went wide. Soon after, West Brom had two great chances after some really good some really good attack from West Brom. The first one came from Connor Townsend, the right back in the team. That came from Scunthorpe a few years ago. He's a really good player actually. And one came from Conor Gallagher, the Chelsea loanee. And he's been good this season for West Brom as well. But Roy Patricio denied them with two good stops in goal. So he just came out the best in the end, better than Gallagher and Townsend. Then Fabio Silva again fired a terrific stop from distance, but it was just a great stop from Sam Johnston in goal for West Brom. However, it was worth him having a go for it, as you don't know what's going to happen. In the 62nd minute, West Brom equalised to make it 1-1 from a set piece after Connor Townsend put in a great cross for it to meet Diagna, who headed it into the goal. This goal was pretty deserved for them, as they had played a lot better in the second half. After that, we wanted to get another goal to get ourselves ahead so we could forget about the goal we conceded, as we were really going for it. Well, West Brom were as well. In the 71st minute, we made our first of the game, bringing off Owen Osasari and bringing on Daniel Podence. A great performance from the American youngster. A laugh, we've finally given him a chance. In the 78th minute, West Brom made their... This time it's West Brom changed this time. West Brom made their second sub of the game, bringing off Alante Maitland-Niles, the Arsenal loanee, who's on loan at West Brom to the end of the season, and bringing on Callum Robinson, another attacker, to try and find another goal for them. He's been another good player this season for West Brom. In the 80th minute, we made our second sub of the game, bringing off Fatinia and bringing on Morgan Gibbs-White. Then 2 minutes later, in this 82nd minute, we made our first sub of the game, bringing off Rayan Aït-Nouri and bringing on Max Kilman. It was a bit concerning that he went off limping slightly, so we took him off as a safety precaution. However, he had a great game. He was fantastic. He had got a lot of attack about himself. So he's signing permanently? I don't know really. Some people say he can't defend. Some people say he's worth giving a chance to prove himself for next season. I personally think we should give him a chance. But some people do disagree though. So both teams were really going for it after the changes for West Brom and us. As we were both wanting to find a winning goal. For West Brom, they needed a massive win to try and get out of the relegation battle. Well, Wolves, we knew if we lost this, we would be in a lot of trouble. This game also meant a lot to us as we wanted to win in the local derby and get revenge back on West Brom for them beating us 3-2 at Molineux. And we also wanted to play for a bit of pride towards the end of the season for how awful we've been this season, even though we have nothing to play for now. It was really nervous for me in the last few minutes as both teams were all out in attack, as you just never know who will get the winning goal. Then there were 3 minutes of added time, so there was still time for another goal, but in the end it didn't come. So 1-1 was the full-time score in a really attacking game, and this was one of the most entertaining and enjoyable games that I have watched this season. Well, with Wolves, you're playing about Premier League, I don't know really, there could have been lots of games, but with Wolves, I'm talking about with Wolves here. It's probably one of the most enjoyable games that I've watched. Maybe 1-1 was a fair result, but if any team was going to win it, it would have been us. Before in the game like that, we showed a lot of heart, soul and passion out there. Looked like we really cared about playing, and we turned up at last in the first half as well. We created lots of chances which we struggled to do all season. We should have scored more than one, but the positive is we can create lots of chances on our day. However, we do need to convert a few more of our chances into goals though. I thought we saw a lot of good performances out there from a few players yesterday. Aït-Nouri, well, he had kind of had a lot of attack about himself. Well, you could see him going forward all the time and really going for it. Well, could he defend? Yeah, he was solid in my opinion. He was solid at the back. Well, some people say he can't defend, but let's just be honest here. A lot of our defenders have struggled to defend all season, really. Let's just put it in moderation. Connor Cody here, God, he was solid today, probably one of his best performances this season. Well, he has been terrible this season. Some people say it's time for him to move on, he's no longer good enough for the Premier League, but however, we got to be careful at making this decision here, because think about it, he's a massive leader to the team. And when you need some kind of person in there that can help the players, you always need that guy, Connor Cody, in there. He's been loyal to us as well. He's been with us ever since we've been in the Championship. Well, nice to Semedo now. He actually had a good game as well. Got the assist for Fabio Silva's goal in the first half. Well, he is frustrating this season, but he actually, credit where it's due, he actually had a good game yesterday. Well, Owen Osasari, he's hardly had any starts this season. But it's nice to see him get a chance. And I thought he played very well. Maybe he was guilty for giving the ball away at times, maybe. Well, maybe but it's only a learning step for him because he's only 20 years old. Let's just put things in moderation here. Right, last night, maybe we made some mistakes which we couldn't, maybe we shouldn't have made. Right, but overall we played really good, and I can last night more of them. So Otazawi, he's a great young player, and he's got lots of potential. We're to keep him around at this club and not loan him out to any other club or sell him, because we need to keep a youngster like that. Vitinha now, he was class in this game. He was. When I saw the lineup out last night, as we had no Podence, so Vitinha and Otazawi instead, I was like, it was really strange at first, but I regret saying it now. And maybe I did have a bit too much disrespect for the youngsters, but I don't have disrespect for the youngsters. I have a lot of respect for the youngsters. As like Otazawa, he's hardly had many full starts. Well, he's had Vitinha, he's had more appearances, but talking about starts here, I am. Well, Fabio Silva now, he created lots and lots of chances yesterday, proved one of our best players. Maybe he just need to convert a few more of his chances, maybe, but overall, this is probably one of his best performances this season. We should give him time, really, in my opinion. He's only young, maybe we've all been a bit arse on him, but give him one more season after this season. Well, he is a little bit overrated, but overall, he is a good young player. All of these players I've just talked about now were fantastic yesterday. So right then, guys, on to player ratings now. Patricio, I'll give him a 7 out of 10. The stocks he made for West Brom's two counted, one from Connor Townsend and Conor Gallagher. Were they double stocks, were they? Anyway, they were good stocks from Patricio. He just came out the better of Gallagher and Townsend. So I've seen a lot of 6 for him, but I'm going to give him a 7 out of 10. I think a 7 is fair. Semedo, 7 out of 10. Had one of his best performances in a while, and we should give credit to him when it's needed. Conor Cody, well, he was really solid last night. One of the best games he's had this season. Except, while we did concede the one goal, maybe we could have done a lot better. But none of the blame's got to be put on Cody, but overall he had a good performance. If that goal wouldn't have got in, I would give him an 8 out of 10. But overall, great performance. For today's 6 out of 10. Well, last night he was quite poor and could have done a lot better for the West Brom's goal that we conceded. Ain't Nori, he was class last night until he went off for his sub. Went off, it's slightly injured. Well, maybe it's safety precaution, maybe he had a slight knock, maybe, but overall, he was class, so 8 out of 10. Dendonka, I'll give him a 7 out of 10. He was actually really good last night. See, when the line came out, he was in midfield, and Otazawi was in, defence, and then Dendonka was already put in defence, and he was okay as well. And Neves, I thought he was quite sloppy last night. I know he's only just come back from COVID and recovering, right? But so maybe we shouldn't be too harsh on him. So 6 out of 10. Otazawi, he had a great performance. He had a great performance last night. So for me, I'll give him a 7 out of 10. Maybe he did go away at times, but it's only learning steps for him because he hardly only starts this season. So it's a great hold of him. Great young player. Vitinha, 8.5 years class, one of the best players on the pitch, alongside Fabio Silva. And we used to sign him permanently at the end of the season while we can. So 8.5 out of 10. Adonai Traore, 5 out of 10. I thought he was very poor. It's looking to me now, we no longer need Adama anymore now. So 5 out of 10. Fabio Silva, I'll give him an 8 out of 10. For me, he would have got a lot higher rating. We converted a lot more chances, but overall, it was a fantastic performance for him. Coming off the bench, then we got Podence going 6 out of 10, and then Gibbs White 7 out of 10. He had a really good game when he came on last night. And Max Kilman, we didn't see much of him, so really 6 out of 10. Right, onto the big bit now for man of the match. The man of the match in yesterday's game would be Vitinha because he was very creative in creating chances in attack for us. This is very good for him as he hasn't had many full starts this season. He isn't currently on loan from Porto, so he isn't permanent yet with us. However, at the end of the season, I think we should sign him permanently, as he is a really good young player. My man of the match could have been Fabio Silva or Connor Cody. While Fabio Silva created lots of chances, like I mentioned in our bottom of the video today. Yesterday, it was a great performance from him. However, he didn't convert them all. He would have had man of the match if he converted a bit more. Right then, guys, that will be the end of the Wolves match review video now. So, if you did enjoy this match review video, do give it a like, do subscribe to the channel and turn on your notifications every time I make a video. By the way, guys, if you're wondering where Willy Bolly has been, this Riccardi's still got he's still recovering from COVID. He's still got it really badly and he is suffering. So I don't know about the rest of you. If we could wish Connor